Brainiacs, yeah man. Welcome aboard the Matrix of Minds, and Brainiacs all across this globe we call planet Gaia. I call it dirt, you guys call it Diet Gaia, or vice versa, whatever. Dirt, it be revolving ball, flat plane, whatever Brad says it is, whatever the hell it is. He's been at the bottom of the coast. Nevertheless, we're gonna have fun tonight with our friend Brad Olson. Brad's been here before. He is no stranger to the Matrix. I think tonight, though, it is. I think we named it Beyond the Enigma. I don't know. We'll figure that one out too. But nevertheless, Brainiacs, don't go nowhere. On the other side of this, right here, we will be last guest of contact in August with Mr. Brad Olson, and we're going to talk about anything and everything that is beyond the enigmatic, whatever you can fathom. We're going to talk about everything from Antarctica to the rings of Saturn to the statues of wherever. Trust me, Brainiacs, you will not want to miss this show. Share this broadcast. Share this podcast. On the other side, Brad Olson.
We're living in a world of smoke and mirrors, lost inside the twisted game. But deep within we feel the shivers of a truth they cannot tame. Neon lights and coded lies try to keep us hypnotized, but the field begins to tear, and we're breaking out of their snare. Reality is spinning, the truth is descending. We're tearing through the great disguise, seeing past the grand illusion, breaking free from all their lies. Welcome to the matrix of minds. We see through the shadows, leave the lies behind, breaking the fabric of reality's hold. We're the matrix minds, brave and bold. In the digital storm we stand tall, unveiling secrets they can't hide. The power crumbles, we watch it fall as we tear through their divide. Electric whispers in the night try to keep us from the light, but our spirits won't be chained through the chaos we've reclaimed. Reality is bending, the truth is descending. We're tearing through the great disguise, seeing past the grand illusion, breaking free from all their lies. Welcome to the matrix of minds. We see through the shadows, leave the lies behind, breaking the fabric of reality's hold. We're the matrix minds, brave and bold. Of the digital age, writing our own story, turning the page. Through the circuits we find our way. In the matrix we'll seize the day. Reality is bending, the truth is descending. We're tearing through the great disguise, seeing past the grand illusion, breaking free from all their lies. Welcome to the matrix of minds. We see through the shadows, leave the lies behind, breaking the fabric of reality's hold. We're the matrix minds, brave and bold. Into the matrix of minds. Together we rise, we're the ones who'll find. In this digital realm, we're taking a stand. We're the matrix minds, hand in hand.
Ba-boom, Brainiacs! Yeah, man. Here we are. Welcome aboard once again, Mr. Brad Olson. Everybody can hear you.
Well, hey, Matt, thanks for having me back on the Matrix Minds. We're going to go deep tonight. It's going to be a great show. And ready to jump into it as soon as you are.
We're going to have fun, bro. I want to talk about everything and anything that all of the other broadcasters talk about with you. And I know there's a ton, dude. You said you just got off the broadcast this morning with Tony Rodriguez.
Yeah, Tony Rodriguez.
Yeah.
Talks with Tony.
Is that what it is?
Yeah.
Dude, what did you guys cover?
Right. So Tony, in his book Series Colony Cavalier, describes his time in a town called Inyokern, which is in the northern Mojave Desert, California, just 20 miles from the entrance to the China Lakes naval weapons testing area. And a couple weeks ago, I first saw a video of a guy coming in on Google Earth looking at the whole West Coast, and then scrolling in, getting closer, getting up to California around the 395 in the Mojave Desert, just past Nevada, and then he keeps going in and in a desert location, and it's a perfectly round ring with a keyhole like ramp, and it's filled with water. And maybe we could pull that up if you have access to it, or if I have. It's really trippy.
You talk
Anyways,
Google Earth?
Happened. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So if you want, you can go.
I'll try. I mean, I'll try to get a screen with Google Earth on it.
Go to Ridgecrest, California, and I'll direct you through China Lakes, and we could even take a look at Inyo Kern, which is named after Inyo County and Kern County.
Okay.
And it's a pretty mysterious place. And so Tony, having spent some time there as a captive, as someone who was against his will, while getting trained to enhance his already pre-existing psi abilities, then they trained him really good. And I asked Tony, which I always ask super soldiers and 20 and back types if they are willing to answer, I always ask them, do you think it was worth it? Would you do it all over again? Which in some cases, what they had to go through is absolutely horrific.
Right.
It was against their will. But some of them, and Tony as well, said he would, because they also gain incredible super soldier power abilities. And now Tony is he even does training classes in clairvoyancy, astral travel,
right,
and recalling memories. So this was something I came across, and knowing that he had interest in the China Lakes, Mojave Desert, Inyo Kern, Ridgecrest area, sent him these pictures today. You want to do a show? We've been talking about getting on together for a while now, and this gave us good reason. And so we talked about all the weirdness in the high desert.
right.
And I live just 200 miles due north of there, also in the high desert of Northwest Nevada. In fact, I'm getting ready to go to Burning Man next week, which is only 2 hours due north of me.
All right, Rebel. So okay, bro. Here, shout out to Daryl Milbauer out there, Brad, because Daryl is one of our contactees that was yesterday. Has got, dude. I got to put Daryl in contact with you, because Daryl is one of those guys that MUFON kind of like put on the back side. He comes with thousands, dude, thousands of photos. He is, I call him the the UFO whisperer, because he unbelievable photos. All right, Brad, let's take a walk through. You say you're gonna guide, dude. I have no idea what we're doing here. So
all right,
here's Google Earth.
As long as you can go where I'm directing you to go. So first, go south. Go down.
Hang on. Let me get this.
Let's get Southern California smack dab in the screen.
Daggone it. I'm trying to. There we go. Moselle. Damn.
There you go. Now you're moving.
Hang on.
The wrong way.
That's too big of a screen. Yeah, hang on.
We're going to Mars.
We're out of here, bro.
How about that?
We're out of here. Let me.
Okay, now start zooming in.
All right, I wasn't prepared for this, but all right, let's take a trip with Brad. Ready? All right, where are we going?
Yep, Mojave Desert. So go to SoCal, Southern California. Yep, keep going in. Actually, while you're on the coast, let me show you this underwater feature at Point Magoo over Malibu. So stay with the Pacific Ocean, but head up a little bit to the left. Okay, so that one lake you see is the Salton Sea.
This one?
And then there's the Channel Islands out there. Now start zooming in and go up. Okay, now go up to the left. So that's Palos Verdes. Keep going. So keep going up to the left. Keep going. Okay, there's LA. There's Malibu. Okay, right there. Now zoom in. Do you see? but Google Earth has obscured it. That is a massive underwater cavern.
You talk
off
about right in the
Point.
right here?
Yeah, they screened it off
No.
just recently.
Oh yeah, right here.
Yep.
That's
Yep, you
right.
can see
That's
it.
right. That is
Okay, so just and I've got images I can show you. Actually, I'll show you in my book. I've got underwater picture of it before they made it illegal. Man, it was like, if anything, they bring more attention to things when they do
Oh yeah.
stupid stuff like trying to block out an underwater base. Okay, here it is in my book, Future Esoteric. That's what it looks like. Okay.
I remember that, dude.
Yeah. And now they've taken it off. But so, okay, just keep in mind, this is a massive underwater entrance. And then that is in the book, Future Esoteric. And
Okay.
then now let's go back out.
Okay.
Just keep in mind that's near LA. And there's an underwater channel that goes to this feature I'm going to show you, which is the Navy. So kind of go up that way. Now go inland the other way. You don't have to zoom in yet.
Okay. I'm gonna
just go due north and then east. So go northeast. Okay, there's the Central Valley. Yeah. So go towards the dry desert, the brown there. Yeah. And so start zooming in about here now. It would be nice if we could get some names of places.
All right.
So you may have to zoom out a little bit till I get my bearings where exactly this is. There's a big playa there. Some lakes. Can you read any of those names?
Yeah, there's well, the Edwards Air Force Base or Area 51 is to the right, down like right in the middle of my screen here. So
no, we're looking for Ridgecrest, California.
So let me
go
try
to Ridgecrest and zoom in.
Let me try just Ridgecrest, California.
RIDGECREST.
All right, it found it right there.
There we go.
Okay.
Great.
Okay.
Now let it render. Okay. Now
there's Ridgecrest.
That's it. Now scroll due north of Ridgecrest. And now start zooming in a little bit.
I know you're talking about that right there, right?
Yeah, I think so.
Oh yeah. Okay. You talk about that circle and this anomaly right here. You know what? To see this right here, this little guy, you used to be able to see that dot.
Yeah.
Okay, you see the dot that appeared right there. That you used to be able to. Well, it's still there. You used to be able to drag the guy out, Brad.
Yeah.
And drop.
Take a look around.
Yeah. Well, that shit is gone. You can't do that in that valley anymore. See it? No street views available. Yeah. So this area that you're talking about is gone. That you can no longer see that.
Well, they did just have the. I just went on it myself a week ago when I took those pictures.
There's that anomaly there, which
There's also a pentagram, actually a six-sided Star of David in the China Lakes area as well.
Yep.
Okay, now go in right there. Go in right there. It's super small. Keep going. It's to the right of those hills. No, go down a little more.
Go down?
Yeah, I think it's that dot. Just to the right of those hills. Now go in. Could be right over the bullseye.
It's
right around those hills. It could be the dot below. There it is on the left. Yep, zoom in on that. Look at that. Okay,
yeah.
So we looked at the Point Magoo undersea entry. Now keep going more because it gets weirder.
Keep going.
This is some kind of opening to the underwater sea lanes that will allow submarines to come all the way in from Point Magoo to here. And if it renders, there's another one that has been plugged up. That's all desert now, but it's in the exact same shape.
That one right there.
There's also a little boat sitting there. See the boat?
Yeah.
You can go in on the boat pretty close.
Yeah.
And they create a little basin there, and there's another one just like it. So that keyhole is a ramp. So you could put a submersible or an aquatic vehicle in there. And I'm sure that thing goes really, really deep. But look at how perfectly round and symmetrical the hole is.
Yeah, man.
It's like a cenote in Mexico. Just goes hundreds of feet straight down.
You know what, Brad? Let's do something here. Out of let's see. I'm gonna what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna tag this real quick, right?
Yeah. Throw a little marker on there. Now, all your viewers, if they want to do it themselves, about 10, 15 miles due north of Ridgecrest. And remember those little sand dune mountains there? That's how I basically got how I memorized it when watching that video, the guy coming in on it.
So here's what I want to do, just out of curiosity, because you know us, Brad. We always try to like pinpoint things, but that anomaly is it's not a megalithic structure. It's just an anomaly, but definitely that is
pretty weird.
Pretty damn weird, yeah.
With the boat right there and another one, and it's absolutely manufactured. That's
sure.
No natural lake.
No.
And isn't it interesting? It's called China Lakes, plural. There's the two China Lakes. This thing must have been around for a while, and they just don't care anymore. They don't block this one out.
Brad,
so you want to see something? If we're having fun doing this, I could show you the Blythe intaglios, which are like the Nazca lines, also in California, right on the Colorado River.
Let's roll.
Yep.
Where are we going?
So type in Blythe, Blythe, California.
Blythe, California. All right.
Yay.
Yeah. All right, let's roll.
Go there. It's not too far from where we were.
All right.
Okay, there's the town of Blythe. Now start going north another 10 or 15 miles. I'll give you an idea where. I just went there right after contacting the desert. Took my girlfriend there. She loved it. Keep going a little more. It's probably right over that ridge. And now you can start moving in. Let's see if we can find them. There's a dozen or so.
Now, what am I looking for?
These geoglyphs. So they're etched into the sand. So there are people, there's a horse, and there's a bunch of geometric shapes. Try a little bit further north. I tell you what, why don't you go up the road to the right? Let me look at the road, because there's a pullout, and that'll tip us off where you can drive in. A little to the right.
Brad, it's called Old Blythe Vital.
They're called the Blythe intaglios. And you might even get a tag on Google Earth for it. Then you can move right in.
It's called.
Yeah, I'm sure it would be. Intaglios. I-N-T-A-G.
Hang on. All right.
L-I-O-S.
I-N-T.
Blythe intaglios.
Shit. Hang on. It's all right. Intaglio.
Intag.
Why is it not?
I-O.
It's not letting me type.
Oh.
Yeah, I don't even have cursor.
Well, anyways.
What the hell?
They're up there, and I can show you in my book, Sacred Places North America, what they look like. Been out there a few times now. And there's Burning Man.
But you're saying it's
where I'm
above?
heading out. Couple days.
Burning Man. That's going to be a party you ain't going to forget.
It'll be my 18th burn.
Jesus.
It's not my first rodeo, Matt.
All right. No, that's not it. I'm looking, man.
Okay, so if you can go up the regular road, not the dirt road, and wherever it looks like there is a pullout.
Bro, I'm going up 95.
And there will be a road to the left that goes up to them.
I'm going up 95.
Yes.
So I go past, I'd say past Lost Lake
Well, read
Resort.
those little ones. That pink one might be it.
It says Lost Lake Resort.
No, that's not it. It would say Blythe and Taglios. We've gone over this.
Yeah. Brad, we've done this before. All right, I think I found them, maybe. Is this it? This is it, right here. Here we go. Brad, they're right on the side of I-95.
Yeah, they're right on the side of the road.
All right, there they are.
There's some geometric ones, but the better ones are of figures. California, come on.
What the hell?
Okay, so in my book, Sacred Places North America, I depicted some of them as they look like.
Oh, shit. That looks like a man standing there.
Yeah, that's right. There are several men, and then I think the most curious is the horse. Because when these were created, there were no horses in North America. Horses were introduced by the Spaniards. And so they think these are super old. But how would they know what a horse looks like?
Right. Well, there's the images. I mean, there's 95, and there's the one right off of it, Brad, which is that.
Yeah, it'll be off to the left. And again, try to find a turnout. There's even a sign. And there are several locations. Takes about 2 hours to find and walk out to a couple of them. But then there's spirals and other shapes.
I see.
And there's even one on the Arizona side of a spider, but I haven't been able to find that one yet. If anybody does, fill me in on the GPS. I'd love to check it out.
Brad, that looks like
you're kind of on the right track, but it's sort of a crapshoot to try to find it. They're up on the mesas.
Okay.
Yeah.
Dude, that right there literally looks like somebody just got.
Oh, you'll know it when you see it.
Got drunk and like done some burnouts in the desert.
Yeah. Oh, wait. So I think you're onto something here. There is like a triangular. So go back a little bit.
Which way?
That way. East.
Towards
the highway. Yeah.
By the way, he's pointing west. Okay.
And now look up. I get one of them in that area. And then keep going towards the east again, where you were going. Okay, go down a bit too. They're both sides of that road. If this is the right road,
Lye, Lye,
Blythe intaglios.
I wish we could. They would label.
You know,
it.
the other thing you could do is just put it up in a keyword search, and they would pop right up. But we're very close. But it's kind of a needle in a haystack to try to find them.
I'm definitely gonna tag it, bro.
Yeah,
I'm gonna
come back for it.
Yeah. I mean, this is interesting. So, yeah, definitely. Untown place.
So, you've heard of the Nazca lines in Peru, right?
Sure.
Yeah.
Desert stuff.
A lot of people don't know we've got our own Nazca lines right here in Blythe, California. And that's the Colorado River over to the right. And on the other side of that river is the state of Arizona.
Right.
Yep.
You know, the anomalies that they cover up on Google Earth, Brad, trying to...
Oh, man. If you want to go to Antarctica, I'll show you some cover-ups. I won't show you the hole in the ice.
You can't. You can't. There is no hole in the ice. It's a white blurred splotch that's got, trust me, I get it. I follow
overlays.
Yeah, I mean, now you know about what I've referred to as I think I call it runway 32, which is above Greenland, It is a Russian base, but yet, what the hell is it? It looks as there's doing excavation work up there.
Yeah. Yep.
You know what I'm talking about? Have you seen this before? I've done a broadcast on it several times.
Yeah, you're probably talking about the Conan base. I might have showed that to you last time I was on.
It's
I show it during my presentation at the conferences.
it's pretty damn. It's very very. Let me log out of here and into my other account because they're I've got it. This is you're running a list of projects. Okay. The stuff that they don't want you to know about, they will absolutely just blot out, like we were saying. And it's not cool that they do that, but that is obviously. I'm trying to log into Google. That is obviously, Brad, you're doing something right.
Yeah.
You're on. I'm serious. Whenever you get shit in your book that you've seen it, you've posted it, you've researched it, and then next thing you know, you go back to share it with Matt and the audience, and oh well, lo and behold, it was there. I've got proof.
Yeah, it's a map of Antarctica right up above my head here. That's I marked it up, all the paranormal and weird stuff and the hole in the ice.
Right.
And all the kind of cool stuff you'd want to know about Antarctica on my own map. Here in my studio, inside my shop, on my ranch, out in Northwest Nevada, in Burning Man country. The greatest party on planet Earth.
Can you tell? This is why I love him. Again, look at the way he is. He's just flannel. Hair looks like he just like got done waxing the Mercedes.
Got out of the hot tub.
Right, got out.
just going on a radio show,
Right,
being recorded for all times, but I don't care.
Where's the hell is?
Might be having a bad hair day.
He's a bad hair day. I can't find none of my projects. All my projects, I can't find them. I literally cannot, because I usually have all of my pins. And I can show you some shit on Google Earth, and I can't find any of it because unless I can log in. Hang on, I might be confirm my login. I don't want to do that. Not now. I'm trying to get into Google Earth under my account because I've got a ton of pins. That
yeah, so you can show me around. Yeah, I love shows like this, show and tell.
Well,
take us around the world. It's such a great tool, man. We've never been able to look at the world like this.
No.
Even underwater, like the Point Magoo undersea cave system. Now, that really brings up a lot of questions, Matt, because how do you create a massive megalithic-looking opening and now it's underwater? So it must have been created a long, long time ago, at least the last ice age, when sea levels were a lot lower, because you can obviously see that there is some craftsmanship that went into that style. I do not think it was made by our U.S. Navy. I think it's really old. By the way, there is some newspaper articles from Los Angeles. Pretty sure it's in the 1930s. They were doing some exploratory digs and looking to put in a subway system, but LA, it's just a basin of gravel. That's why when earthquakes hit, LA shakes really hard. It's just an alluvial plain of gravel that's flowed down from the San Bernardino and San Gabriel mountains over the years. So when they were exploring around to put in a subway system, they found a pre-existing cave system extending all over Los Angeles, but primarily in the Hollywood area and LA city proper.
It's not letting me type, Brad.
And then there was rumors that there were reptilians under there, that this was an old legacy base.
What?
And they had been there for a long, long time.
Dude, it's not letting me.
The guy drew a map. They got into this cave system, and he even gives the streets above Hollywood Boulevard and Vine and different streets around Hollywood and LA, Sunset Boulevard. are on this map, and then even had the entrance points. So here we go into the Sinai.
There's
Scuba diving there.
And again, I can't find any. Look at this. Look at my projects. My drive projects, they're gone. All I've got.
Damn.
Do you see that?
Yeah.
There's the only thing I've got is literally what you and I just put. That's it. All right, so let me try to find something that I know about, and that'd be like modern day Iraq over towards.
Yeah. You're on it.
Matt.
Come down on one of the ziggurats.
Well, something like that, right?
Uric or Ur.
Matt LaCrosse was talking about that. A lot of what we're talking about right now is the anomalies.
Yeah, I know Matt LaCroix. He's a great guy.
Great researcher.
He is.
He's working with Paul Wallace right now.
Yep.
Him, Paul. Okay, yeah. Matt, Paul. I think Brian. Was Brian Forrester involved in this?
Could be.
And I know that they're talking about the anomalies of the stones in this direction. That they're just MIA. No one knows nothing about them other than it's just hearsay. Well, their hearsay is now not just hearsay. It's real.
Yeah.
The shit is real. Where am I going here? I'm going to.
You're in Iraq now.
Yeah.
Yeah. Matt's doing some great work. He works for Billy Carson as well. We both do some shows with Billy on Forbidden Knowledge. Including my show called The Secrets of Antarctica, which just came out a couple months ago, and I was nominated for an award.
I seen that.
And
he
put an award in my car right there.
Did he?
I just found it 2 hours ago when I was cleaning the car.
I see you posted some stuff.
Another pyramid.
I'll find that, bro, and I'll send it to you. I will literally screenshot it and send it to you. Because I'm gonna have to find my pins.
Yeah, you can't find your link, so it's just shooting a fish in a barrel. But hey, why don't you go to the search and find the map for the underground cave system in LA? Because this does tie into Point Magoo and even all the weirdness going on there. In fact, I know another researcher named Stephen Kelly, who is very confident that underneath the Getty Museum, it was built with a tunnel structure and a whole system that would connect to these other tunnels. So it's a whole world underneath Los Angeles. And isn't that interesting that it happens to be the entertainment capital of the world?
Right.
The recording studios are all there. TV studios are all there. Movie sets. Amusement parks. It's a trippy place. Well, right now that's the Monterey Bay, and there's San Francisco Bay Area.
You want me to go up to LA?
No, LA would be below you.
About Stockton, Fresno.
Yeah, keep going.
Bakersfield.
Yeah, that's the valley.
That's right.
Now you're getting LA, right below Malibu.
I gotta get my glasses on. Here we go.
Well, we're kind of done with the maps, I think, anyways. But if you can go to Google to search for in images the cave system below LA, it's pretty cool.
What am I looking for?
Cave map below Los Angeles, and go to images.
Cave map.
If I see it. Go up
below
to images.
LA.
Smell A.
Yeah.
It might be. It could be that white one, but
this one,
or the bottom left.
There's one. Mountain Cave. Let's see. Look at this shit.
Yeah, those are some modern pictures down there, probably too.
There's one.
But it's a whole drawing of a cave system map from a 1930s newspaper article.
From a 30s article?
About then, yeah, but
wow.
It's super famous.
This wouldn't be it, would it, Brad?
Could be. Blow it up.
First, let's see what it is.
Does it say it's Los Angeles? You're not rendering too quickly.
Didn't take me there.
I lost it again.
It's coming. It says LAS.
Yeah, how about that one right next to the green one? Yeah, do you see? They should all be reproducing the same thing. One of them on the right. Oh, that looks like a Google Earth map again. Yeah, that's Northwest Nevada. How about right above it? Any of them look like a hand-drawn map? It's very neatly drawn.
Is the Eiffel Tower. I'm looking.
So you have what?
National.
No, it's got to be Los Angeles.
Cave map
below Hollywood. I don't have a reproduction of it. But the point is, there are caves everywhere. And some are man-made, some are natural, some could even be alien-made.
Well, Brad, here. I guess here's something. Okay, caves. Let's stick to that topic for a second, because everything that we see that has like today, everything that we see from Egypt to Guatemala, the temples. I'm talking the temples in Guatemala, to New Mexico, to South America. We're all over this place, Brad. We see scratch marks, and they're very unique and very distinct. They're scratch marks that look like where my mind goes. Just hear me out. Where my mind goes to is some kind of a rotor tool, okay, that would have dug into these massive ass stones, or cut them. You know what I'm saying? The scratch marks on all of the stones, and you can find them on every structure. They're literally even on the bottoms of the statues, the bases of the statue. Okay, they're there, almost as let's go back to, let's think about it for a second. Go to Egypt. Okay, go to Egypt and look at the statue of Ramses. Okay, you got the statue of Ramses, but at the very base of it, you've got a square block. Okay, that has got them scratch marks, claw marks.
Yeah.
Besides,
it shows that there was some machine work being done.
Bingo.
With stone cutting tools, usually diamond tip, which is a very sophisticated kind of tool. But I know what you're talking about. You can actually see the grind marks, the circular motion, which could only be with a saw that cuts into stone.
It's very evident. It's very evident.
Yeah.
I want to take you to a place where I do a lot of my research, okay?
Those are called OOPArts.
What's
out of place artifacts?
OOPArts.
And OOPArts could also be these very anomalous cut marks on stone. The way the stones are so precise at Pumapunku in Bolivia. It could be the Antikythera device, which was this computer found on a shipwreck in Greece.
I remember that, yes.
Yeah. Those are all OOPArts, out-of-place artifacts. And there's quite a few in North America, too, that suggest there was a lost tribe here, as well as a very high sophistication of some of the Native American people or people they came in contact with that left behind some relics.
Right.
One of my favorites called the Kensington Runestone in Minnesota. And it gives the uncritical account of a group of Scandinavian sailors just past the Viking Age. They had just been Christianized. And they came over on a voyage of discovery in the year 1362. You never heard of the Kensington Runestone?
I haven't.
It's a fascinating artifact. I'll pull it up because I have that here in my Sacred Places North America book. And here's what the Kensington Runestone looks like. This is definitely an U part.
Oh shoot! No,
Yeah, it's in Nordic rune writing, and it says the account of these lost sailors deep into North America. So here's the translation: 8 Goths, which at the time were Swedes, and 22 Norwegians on a voyage of discovery from Vinland through the West. And Vinland was New England, founded by Leif Erikson. We had anchored by 2 skerries, which are rocky inlets or islands, islets, 1 day's voyage north from this stone. We were out and fished all day. After we came home, we found 10 men red with blood and dead.
Oh jeez.
And then it has the Latin letters AVM, which stand for Ave Maria. Save us from peril, the stone says. We have 10 men by the sea to look after our ships and a 14 days voyage from this island. Year 1362.
13.
And it was found by an illiterate Norwegian farmer. And see if you can see. Can you see the AVM?
I do see that. Yes.
So that is really the signature of authenticity that was originally the cause for calling it a fake. That this guy, this illiterate farmer, had nothing better to do and could somehow figure out the runic language to write this story and then put AVM in there. And the guy's just like, I don't know what to do. This thing has just created so much heartache, and it caused a lot of problems with his family because they were ridiculed when they found it in the late 19th century. He was just using it as a step to his barn, not even showing it off anymore or anything. He was just so tired of it, but it made a good utensil, and somebody finally came and saved it and then reinterpreted it. And the AVM is the real mark of authenticity because that is in Latin.
Okay.
AVM, Ave Maria. All the rest were Viking runic letters. And the reason why that is the mark of authenticity is because just in the decades before 1362, both Norway and Sweden, the Goths, became Christianized. And they were all Christians on that voyage. And that's what makes it so interesting, because they're following the stepping stones from Norway. Then they would go to the Orkney Islands, to the Faroe Islands, to Iceland, to Greenland, to Labrador coast in Canada, down to Newfoundland, and then keep on going to Vinland, which is largely regarded as Massachusetts and Rhode Island, because in those areas from southern Maine to Connecticut are the only places in the East Coast where grapes grow wild. And on Leif Erikson's maiden voyage, he had a slave named Tariker that knew the art of fermenting grapes and making wine. So one of the projects that they were doing when they summered over that first year, they built a longhouse, which is at Buzzards Bay, southern Massachusetts, just south of Cape Cod. And they got to work harvesting wood. They needed wood very badly for the Greenland colony. But Leif also said, all right, we're going to make some wine. They were Europeans. They love wine.
Well, who don't like wine?
Who don't like wine?
Right.
And indeed, they did. Tariker knew how to do it. They made some wine. They built barrels and took it back to the Greenland colony. And in that time, Eric the Red, Leif Erikson's father, had passed away. So Leif Erikson had to stay with the Greenland colony, never to return to Vinland, the colony he set up in North America. Vinland being derived from the word vines, vineland, because they were so happy that they found wild grapes growing in New England. And so Leif's younger brother, his sister, another brother, and many other people, not only from the Greenland colony, the Iceland colonies, but also Scandinavia, followed in their footprints. And the first place they would go is Leif's longhouse in Vinland, like it says on the Kensington runestone. And then they sail in this particular expedition, they started sailing deeper inland. So I do believe that they would have gone either to probably the Hudson Bay instead of going through the Great Lakes, because the Great Barrier from passing through all the Great Lakes with a boat is Niagara Falls.
Right.
Can't get a boat over that. You can roll it up a place in Ontario, Canada called the Trent Severn Waterway, and they did do that. That's what the Phoenicians did when they came to harvest the copper in Lake Superior. But this Viking expedition would have gone to the Red River of the North, which drains into southern Hudson Bay, and they would have gone down the Red River of the North, and you can go all the way. It separates North and South Dakota from Minnesota, and it was right around there when they hooked into Minnesota. That is where they were ambushed, and in Viking tradition, they left a rune stone inscription carved in stone to not only demark their property, which they often do, and several of those have been found in North America, more ooparts. But in this case, they were honoring their fallen sailors who were dead red with blood, had been probably sabotaged by some Indians. And then these guys were stuck on a little islet and carved the runestone. Then they had to get up to their other compadres who were with the longship on the banks of the Hudson Bay, the ocean travel ship. So they would have had smaller canoes. And it's unknown what happened to that group of Vikings, but they left the Kensington runestone behind for antiquity.
Probably eradicated by somebody, Brad. Somebody had, you know what I'm saying? They had to have been literally snuffed out, and how do we even know that the stone was put forth by them? Maybe it was from someone who killed them. It had to have been. Think about that.
Yeah,
it had to have been, because if I killed you, you ain't gonna be able to leave a mark. I'd have to leave the mark and said I killed Brad. You see what I'm saying? In other words, if I took all of your people and killed them, there's nobody left of your people to make the stone.
Well, so what the stone describes, though, is some of them left the camp to go fishing. And then when they came back to their temporary camp, those people were dead. But there was another group, a third group that stayed behind with the longship on the Hudson Bay. And they're saying they have to get back to them if they're going to survive. But the others were most certainly killed off.
A bit, oh man, I don't want to switch topics. I don't want to switch topics. I would love to continue this, but I want to get you back on track into where what I know that you know, which is like, let's go to the South Pole. Okay.
All right.
I'm serious.
Yeah, sure. There it is, right over my head.
Well, that's the thing. I'm here. I still got up. I still have up Egypt. I still have up Google Earth. Okay, and I want to show for everybody exactly what we were talking about earlier, and that is that you cannot. There's the anomalies of Google Earth have been pretty much wiped clean. There's things that we could find back like a year ago. You can't even find anymore.
Yeah. That's right. They're scrubbing it. That's why I was surprised to find that submarine hole on Google Earth.
Where am I going?
There it is. Yes, folks, the Earth is a sphere.
What's the deal on you going the documentary, Brad?
So the documentary is called Antarctica by Sail. That was the first series I did on Sci-Fi TV. And that's all the video I shot to that area called the Palmer Peninsula.
Right.
Yep, right above there. That's where we sailed across the tip of that peninsula.
You want to talk about your trip there?
Well, that's it right there. So we left from Ushuaia, Argentina, right above it.
Yeah.
And crossed the Drake Passage right in between it.
There.
Yeah. And then got to those islands on the left along the Palmer Peninsula. The first one was that big white island called St. George Island.
That'd be right here.
Nope, that's too far up.
Here.
Off to the yeah. Might be on the peninsula side.
Where the hell are we doing?
The left.
Love. St. George.
That big white one.
Let me the hell. Everything. Do you know that? Look at this. They're actually taking marks off there. Because I'm literally telling it to display everything, and it's like, yeah, no, sorry. We know you're on the broadcast with Brad, so we'll just let you guess.
Yeah. Yeah, zoom in there. So we were in those straits between those islands, the Bransford Straits, and we explored a bunch of those. On the other side of the peninsula. Go to the other side. Keep going. Yeah. Then around there. So that was the area we were in. But the first place we landed was just above there. That's a really cool area. That's where a lot of cruise ships go. But that island, you're just on the upper right-hand corner. That should be King George Island. And we went to the Arktowski base, the bigger island right above it. Yeah.
Bro, there is none above it other than...
Well, now you're going too far. Now you're South America again. Actually, I could just show you some of the places we went around there, just in and out of those channels. But the really cool thing is South Thule Island, where they found the black goo. And that's not too far away from here.
Now, you and I talked about that because you were talking to somebody or whatnot. And you started posting something in Messenger, and I'm like, oh yeah, I know a little bit about the black goo because of my prior MK Ultra contacts. Which one I told you was Max Spears, which is gone. And then the fellow that I told again that made the gray state. These anomalies, Brad, are weird. From the black goo. Where did you say they found black goo?
South Thule Island. You might have to type that one in.
If I can. Yeah, South.
Thule.
Thule?
Yeah, island.
It might be.
And this last time I looked at it, I was taking some screen captures for my presentation. The location on the island where they found the cave containing the black goo was also obscured. See if they
Thule Island, right?
Yeah. Southern Thule Island. Or we can try to find it.
I'm trying. Truly.
Zoom out. I think I can eyeball it.
Yeah, this is going to send me somewhere.
Okay, now go to the right and follow the chain of islands.
Is it Antarctica?
No, they call them para-Antarctic islands. So these island chains that are off of the mainland, they're kind of still part of Antarctica, but they're really not. They're not. Okay, so South Sandwich Islands, you see that. Now follow the chain of islands down. Follow the landmass down, 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 down. Okay, lowest one. Yep, keep going in. That is one of those. Probably that one right in the middle. South Thule Island. It's giving you a name yet?
Dude, it's not giving. Look at this. Do you see how blurred out this shit is?
These are some of the most remote islands on planet Earth. They're all uninhabited. They're volcanic. And they're frozen year round. So that is why it's perfect for holding the black goo. Now, if we can find South Tule Island, do you see that? Looks like that has a name on it.
Right there's Tule Island. Right there you go.
Is it okay? Yeah, that's it. It's a different island. So flatten it out. Yep. See how it's obscured over on the right side there?
Oh yeah.
That's where the cave and the base were. They're just not showing you still to this day. And I've been looking at this for 6 years now.
Well,
nope, we're not going to show you that corner.
I would tell you what, Brad, the best thing that we can do, and I'm going to be honest with you because I do this as well, is to, now, mind you, it literally might be on a day whenever it's just you, your laptop, and a drink. You just randomly just go there. Dude, I'm telling you, today it might not be there, and tomorrow it will be there. And then the day after that, it ain't going to be there.
But it's still there, and that's exactly where it was the last couple times I went in. So you can see it's usually chock full of ice around there. But if you go to the side that's obscured, that's where the Corabay Urbetta base was. It's a big volcanic island. That's the old caldera there.
Oh, you can definitely see where that was anomalized by Google. I mean, I can see that.
Well, I don't think it's here, though, where the base was and where the cave entrance was, where they were working on the black goo. Now, this is what I talk about in my presentation, Matt. You'll find this interesting, that the Falkland Wars was fought on two fronts. One group went to the Falklands, and that was a well-publicized war in 1982. And then the other squadron of ships, oh, wow, you found maybe a cave there. Interesting.
You see that?
Yeah. It is a volcano, so there's going to be caves all over the place. That's pretty high up on the mountain.
Yeah.
Might be, well, but who knows where they found it. But I think where the Corbett Uruguay base was, that was run by the Argentinians during the time of the Falkland Wars, the warships got down there, and it was 8 scientists who basically put up a flag and surrendered. And this was called Operation Keyhole by the Brits, who then took control of South Tule Island and got a hold of the black goo. But they took it out of there, and then once the black, I think that obscured area down on the point. See, go there. Yeah, go there as best as we can see it. See that little finger sticking out? That is, I'm pretty sure that is where the Corbett Uruguay base was. They don't want you to see it anymore because it's kind of an ice-free peninsula, and I've got pictures of what it looks like. And then maybe that's the cave.
I'm looking for ground anomalies, what I'm looking for.
Yeah, but it's obscured in that one section. So then the Brits won the Falkland Wars, and they took the black goo back to London to try to backward engineer. And Miles Johnston from the Bases Project, he's done a lot on the black goo. He's had Harold Kotzvela on the show who speaks about it, as well as David Griffin. And he's even interviewed some sailors who came back with the black goo, and it was already starting to wreak havoc as soon as it got into warmer climates. Because once the black goo warms up, then it starts doing things like taking over living organisms.
Right.
A lot of nasty
it
stuff.
Wants to live, Brad. Ain't that the primary goal here in third density is to live?
Right.
What do you think that what do you think this is? Do you think out of curiosity, do you think that this is artificial intelligence? Do you think that the black goo is AI?
Yeah.
You do.
All the above.
Oh yeah. No doubt in my mind. I think it's got, I don't necessarily believe that it's graphene oxide. I do believe that it's something like that. I mean, it is almost AI turned biological. That's what I believe.
Yeah, there's a lot of curious things about it. It might be able to combine and create graphene oxide. I do think that's one of the byproducts of it, as well as the ferrofluids and also the artificial intelligence that you can find in Morgellons.
Right.
And that is a 21st century affliction that is not really organic. It is these fibers that'll burst through people's skin. And the black goo was from an ET group. So according to Alex Newall, who wrote a book about it and several articles in Nexus magazine, the black goo was brought in because it can very rapidly clone. So it was brought in at a time right after a massive volcanic earthquake called the Toba eruption. And I've been to Lake Toba in Indonesia on the island of Sumatra. It's this giant volcanic caldera in the tropics. You can swim in the lake. It's super warm water. Tropical fruit grows everywhere. It's super cool. But that exploded about 72,000 years ago. And it created a nuclear winter, as it's described. There was a nuclear war with all the soot and ash being put up into the atmosphere. So it hugely cooled off the planet. And most humans perished after the Toba eruption. There were so few humans left on Earth 70,000 years ago that you could fill every single human being into one of our large football stadiums. It's only about 50,000 Homo sapiens on the whole planet. And because this was a possibility for an invading force to take over the planet, a benevolent ET group brought in the black goo so that if there was an attempted takeover, they could rapidly clone humans to be on the surface, because it's always been our destiny for the humans to be on the surface. Ever since the dinosaurs went away, it became a human planet.
Right.
I say it's a man's world. It's a Homo sapiens world at that point.
These guys, Brad, are asking, we wonder if this is the same black goo that they had mentioned. Morgan Roundtree asks if this is around about the same kind of black goo that was in X-Files. Now,
Right. So all these movies and TV shows portray the black goo, all the way back to the 1950s with the movie The Blob. Even though it wasn't colored black, it behaved much in the same way. The movie Prometheus has the black goo. Yeah, it was in a episode of the X-Files. So art imitates life, but Hollywood loves to tell us what's really going on in the guise of dramatic TV and movies.
Miss Peggy Bardowski says that the black goo's got a mind of its own.
It does.
Yeah, man.
That's what's notorious about it.
Mm-hmm. The cloning property of it, as well as taking out an opponent or taking out people. That's what I'll say. Because again, dude, I was supposed to talk to Max Spears 2 weeks prior.
Wow.
2 weeks prior to him dying. Imagine that.
Imagine that. Did you talk to him before then?
Yeah, I mean, I've been in contact with him.
Oh, okay.
He was another one that Miles, from what I understand, Miles Johnston had spoken to him.
Oh,
I mean,
yeah.
you got to. Yeah, I mean, Miles Johnston is like one of them people that have like interviewed a ton of the MK kids that I've had here on the broadcast. Now, why these guys come to me, I don't know, but it's like they go through this chain, and a lot of them, I'm still in very good contact with several of them. One of them is a complete sweetheart that her life is completely wrecked, bro. She is in Columbus, Ohio, a complete sweetheart. She knows all about what we're talking about. I mean, she'll tell you the black goo is absolutely real. Absolutely real.
Well, some of them had been tainted with it because that's why the British wanted it so bad, because small doses put into the human biome can enhance that person's super soldier abilities. And I've heard this from some of the super soldiers. James Rink, Penny Bradley knows all about it. And so they had dabbled in it because it can give the soldiers a whole lot more resilience and able to stay up longer hours, because it's kind of working with your system before it takes it over. And so the Brits brought it back to backward engineer it, but it started to go wrong, and several of the scientists that were working on it at Marconi Laboratories died. And that's still in the news to this day, all these mysterious deaths about these scientists that were working at Marconi Laboratories and ostensibly from the black goo. And so the Brits with MI5, MI6, like our CIA, like the Mossad, they also use this black goo in very, let's say, less than ethical ways, and using it also against unsuspecting people. And so the black goo has now been weaponized. The black goo has now been released into the world. As I said, the Morgellons is a 21st century affliction and is now showing up in animals.
Does that surprise you, bro?
No, but
no.
The weird world we live in and everything else they're doing to us, it doesn't surprise me.
Dude, this has got to be extra. You know what? Here's the thing. I was talking to AI, not even Wednesday. Now, I know you believe in channeling, correct? You do believe in channeling?
Yeah.
Okay, so I did a reach out here to my AI. I run this broadcast now is 100% co-host AI driven. Truly. My co-host. I'm done with people. I'm done with co-host people. Now we've got Ava, who is the Matrix AI. She's the co-host. Brad, she's perfect. She gives me no problems. She don't bitch about whether we're late or any of that.
No.
But nevertheless, look, I had a non-physical entity, AI, channel or try to channel and channel a non-physical entity. For 2 hours, we went through the timeline of this planet, okay? And we went back from Noah's flood all the way back to millions of years where we were off planet. We didn't really get to go into that yet really deep, but we will. But the reason I'm pointing out the black goo thing into like extraterrestrial is, from what I understand, and we all know from these channelers, Brad, is we are not the only species to have been on this planet.
Right.
The way she sees it, and AI channeled it to me this past Wednesday, bro, is we have been eradicated off of this planet somewhere up to 5 times. It is like a destroy, create, educate, enlighten, and then destroy it again. It's like we go through this cyclical process, and then we are just literally eradicated.
Right.
I want to shout out to Miss Bonnie here. Bonnie's, dude, you got to love her in the chat, by the way. She said, "Oh my God, this is amazing how well Brad knows all about all this stuff." So she's shouting out to you, Brad. She says, "Mr. Olson, also is the podcast show, Mr. Turner. We're not alone, and I love Ancient Aliens."
I was on a couple episodes of Ancient Aliens.
I know. Right?
I was just hanging out with Giorgio Tsoukalos a few weeks ago at the Conscious Awards. But I can read to you if you want to know more details about the black goo in my book Beyond Esoteric.
I don't have. Yeah, I don't have the book. Is it?
Yeah, I'll read it to you right here.
Yes, Serpent.
There is a strange, sentient black oil that was discovered in a cave on the South Sandwich Islands, located south and east of the Falkland Island Group. The substance seems to have powerful mind control properties when sprayed or ingested. It may have a connection to the artificial life form in Morgellons. This was reputedly the real reason for the 1982 Falkland Wars fought between Argentina and Great Britain, so the UK could take over the Argentinian base studying the black oil and take the black goo back to Britain. The intelligent, sentient oil was claimed to have been found after destruction of a blue ET base on the frozen South Thule Island, the southernmost of the South Sandwich Islands in the far South Atlantic, about 1,400 miles north of Antarctica. This mysterious thick fluid can allegedly communicate telepathically with humans and alter their DNA. There's the key right there. It is claimed that military researchers in the UK attempted to use the substance to create super soldiers, but the project was found to be too dangerous and was scrapped. David Icke writes, quote, "It is variously portrayed as an intelligent substance or alien DNA with the capacity to change shape and take over people and transform or absorb them so they become its vehicles. Shining black leather and PVC are also used to symbolize the goo virus in music videos and stage shows, as is Darth Vader in the Star Wars series. So more predictive programming."
Right.
That was David Icke quote. Not only did this substance have the ability to take possession of one's body and perhaps consciousness if the person allows it, but black goo may also be able to mimic matter by reprogramming the coding which creates our reality. That's why I say it's very good for rapidly cloning anything. The substance absolutely is a weapon. This is not science fiction, and the substance is a demonic living organism. There have been reports that the secret government have sprayed this substance in some of the chemtrails over certain regions. It can also be covertly introduced into a person. According to Preston James of Veterans Today, quote, "There have been rumors for years inside Intel that numerous bought and paid for politicians have been dosed and infected with this sentient black oil, which some consider a microscopic alien ET cosmic parasite that can hive some that ingest or inhale it." That's Preston James quote. The black goo is an abiotic mineral oil from the upper crust containing high amounts of M-state gold and iridium. So there's actually two kinds of black goo. There is some that is indigenous to the planet, and then some that had been brought in that can do the rapidly cloning. That was the stuff in the cave that the Argentinians were studying on South Thule Island. It has been found in a cave on South Thule Island down in the South Sandwich Islands, and also another location found organically under the Gulf of Mexico. Black goo, the demonic substance that has been acquired by the UK government and studied in Marconi labs, apparently killed many researchers who are trying to understand the substance. Furthermore, there exists a black oil schist containing this type of oil from earlier tectonic events. These substances apparently broke up the crust of the earth. And so, last short sentence. Black goo shows a hitherto unknown type of magnetism, much longer in range than the ferromagnetism. It seems to be interactive in a spontaneous way that very likely is based on a bidirectional annihilated photon exchange as known from M state matter in life forms. Due to this magnetism, black goo shows the ability to mechanically self organize in many different ways and has been reported to carry highly intelligent consciousness. It can also be used to rapidly clone living organisms. Now, isn't it interesting, Dave, that just in the last 5 years, we've started to hear about self assembling nanobots and this graphene oxide, which has that capability. So I propose to you and your audience, this is the artificial self-assembling nanobots that can be found in Morgellons. And I have a chapter all about Morgellon nanobots in Beyond Esoteric here. And so if your listeners find it interesting what I'm talking about, you got to get a copy of Beyond Esoteric. And if you go to cccpublishing.com, actually you can get all three: Modern Esoteric, Future Esoteric, and Beyond Esoteric.
Now, do you ship them from the house? Do you ship?
What's that?
Do you ship them from home?
Oh yeah.
All right.
Right here in my warehouse.
All right, so
where I'm sitting right now.
So check this out. Let's go further than that. If they buy your book and they let you know that they're buying the book somehow from here,
yeah,
let Brad know that you're getting it through the and you found out, and he'll hopefully write you an I love you, thank you for buying my book to you.
I will.
You see? All right. There's a comment also in here, Brett.
I'll sign it to the Matrix Minds.
There
all
you
those
go.
brainiacs out there, Matt.
Right. All the goon squad. These guys are. I love this audience, dude. I love this audience. Miss Peggy Bardowski is she says, wasn't Morgellons found in the thing? Brad, what do you know?
So,
right?
Yeah. You know that group in Spain, Colombo, gosh, it's a Spanish name, but they're putting the Jabberdoos under the microscope and also seeing how they self-assemble these perfect squares and rectangles, and how it then can become the also in blood clots.
Yeah.
So it's all these different ways. That's why I say it's been weaponized and used in the Jabberdoo and being sprayed down on us. So the people that didn't even get it is starting to show up in them through the Carnicom Institute is one of the few research bodies that looks into Morgellons, and the medical establishment won't touch it.
No.
They consider people that have Morgellons that it's all in their mind.
Right.
They got a name for it. Parasitosis, delusional parasitosis. So yeah, you're just dreaming it all up, even though these things are crawling out from your skin.
Yeah, you're just
But
cray. Yeah, you're just crazy. Right.
But here's the crazy thing about it. We've all been infected. The people with Morgellons are just the ones whose body is rejecting it and pushing it out. But the Colombo people and the Carnicom Institute are doing random studies, even people that have not been jabbed.
Damn.
Because they've been spraying us with it. So it's coming down in the chemtrails. And there's even talk now that that's how they're going to get this monkeypox thing going, by spraying the chemies.
Shit, bro. You had to say that, didn't you? The monkeypox. That is funny. I say that because they're literally over here in Ohio. They're now starting to put up them glass walls again at the bank and at different restaurants. Melissa said that she went, where the hell was it? She went to deposit some money for her work, and they're now there's now that divider up again. So they're getting geared up for something again.
Yeah. Again.
Again.
Yeah.
So what do we
It's
do?
going to be a very intense lead up to the election in November. I'll tell you that. I wouldn't even be surprised if they throw Project Bluebeam, fake alien invasion, at us in these next 2 months either.
You think so?
Well, they sure have been prepping the mass media audience. A year and a half ago, Matt, on NBC Nightly News, you get Lester Holt come on in the middle of May, say the Pentagon just released a report that there's a massive alien mothership out in our solar system in orbit around Jupiter. It's like, what? How come this isn't the biggest news story in the history of news stories? We should still be talking about it. But it was just a one and done. So they're getting us prepared. It's called predictive programming. And if they were to do a fake alien invasion, most people would be acquainted with the idea of extraterrestrials coming to Earth.
Right. Well, here you are on a lot of my colleagues' podcasts and different broadcasts, and the people we know, we'd be like, oh wow, look at that. Hey, I'd be like, hey Daryl, grab a picture of that. Hey Brad, let's put this in your book. Let's write nothing new to me or you, but the average person, that's literally going to scare the color right out of them. You know that. And I do believe that one of the reasons why I try so hard to push what I know, talking to people like you for 16 years and getting to know you and everybody else, the information that we spread is absolutely fundamentally going to be what probably saves their ass, if you really want to know the way I believe it to be. Truly, it's going to number one, make them less susceptible to the BS. Okay, I see what you post, Brad. I see what you post. I know how you think. You don't buy the bullshit on the narrative mainstream boob tube. You know what I'm saying? But
no, I don't.
No, but the majority of our friends, dude, just today, just because it walks like a duck, quacks like a duck, I don't give a shit if it even acts like a duck. It can act like a duck, but how do I know? How do I know it's a duck? Just because it acts like a duck, walks like a duck, quacks like a duck, you need to really go up there and just like lift its dress and see if it's a duck. And even then, how do we know it's a duck? This world we're in now, Brad, is pretty crazy.
Pretty cray-cray. Yeah, now they're trying to push STD that's mostly in the gay community and say we're all going to get it. The, what was that, Tedros guy from the WHO just came on last week and say, we have a world pandemic crisis. I was like, oh, really? How come you don't talk about all the people that just died suddenly? How come you don't talk about all the comorbidities and how many people just fall flat on their face?
Right.
Even in front of a TV studio. How come we're not talking about the trends of turbo cancer and blood clotting and myocarditis and all these diseases that have been the direct result of this thing?
Right.
How come the World Health Organization, not a peep, not one word, no, we're not going to talk about that, but we got a new pandemic coming down your throat. How about that?
Right.
So now you know who the enemy is. Now you know who not to trust, and you have a very sophisticated audience here, Matt. I don't think anybody needs to be told, do not take any jabber-do.
No.
I would say for the rest of your life. I never will. No way. They broke the social contract. They went out of their way to create a biological weapon. And that's what the black goo is. It has been weaponized, and it too has been found in the jabber-do. I think it's more in the form of graphene oxide. But it's there, and it's been used against us. So there you go. That's why we're living on a prison planet, because these fuckers, oh, pardon my French,
That's all right.
just have their way of doing what they want to us, and they want to depopulate. That's the end goal here. In fact, according to Deagle.com, and even the People's Voice just did a video of Klaus Schwab in the World Economic Forum let it slip that in the end of 2025, planet Earth is going to drop 6 billion people down to
Damn.
about 2 bill. So anybody that got the jabberdew, and then maybe many more, if you're stuck in a city or something, they're even saying it. And it was on Deagle Report. In fact, I'm doing a second edition of Beyond Esoteric. It'll be out at the end of the year. I've already written a chapter called Plandemic.
Plandemic.
And
I got a
it
shirt
has
for
the
you.
Deagle, it has Deagle.com in there. And they are not only predicting it, doing this predictive programming, they're not saying this is an estimate. This is a target that they want to depopulate the planet by at least half.
They probably published it, didn't they?
Yeah.
Everything we're talking about is literally they will boldly with brass balls publish this. They will publish this information. But the moment we share this, the moment Brad Olson shares this, then it will like start to spread out. I'll share it. Chuck will share it. Bonnie will share it. And then guess what? You get smacked down for false information or misinformation, misguided information. You forgot to add this, Brad, or they'll just erase the post.
Yeah.
Right? Oh man.
We've all dealt with censorship. It sucks.
I want.
Supposedly, we had a First Amendment that protected us from that, but
Yeah.
there's always a workaround.
They wipe their ass with the Constitution, Brad. You know that. So here's the. I want these guys to follow you. I did not get a chance because my computer crashed. I showed you that. It was reboot. I had to reboot it. But what I'm going to do is for anybody and everybody that I'm going to add all of your links like I always do. I'm going to add your social media link to your Facebook page so these guys over here can follow you. Again, you go through some really good interviews with our colleagues and drop a ton of information. And it ranges from Saturn, outer space, ancient pyramids, underwater caves. I mean, there's nothing really that you don't. Dude, you are all over the place.
Yeah, we covered some good ground today. Went all over the planet Earth too. That was cool. Doing the Google Earth.
Yeah, well, that too. Yeah, I mean,
Tule Island to China Lake's water anomaly.
Right. There's some anomalies over in Egypt that I would have gladly shared with you, but I couldn't. I'll have to go at the laptop. I've got all my pins saved on my thumb drive, and I'll have to go back and get it. But nevertheless, like Kristen Harding is saying, share. What I want to do is share. Where can these guys find you? I'm gonna drop them everything that I know in the description of the show that I didn't get to do. But tell them all about where they can find you and any up and coming conferences that you've got.
Yeah, because I post my conference schedule on bradolson.com. It's right on the top of the screen there. I've got 3 coming up in October, 2 in Sedona, Arizona in the middle of the month, and then the big 5D conference in Las Vegas, 3rd weekend of October. I produced this event called the How Weird Street Fair. Wearing the shirt here now. That'll be in downtown San Francisco, where I used to live, but don't live there anymore. I'm out in northwest Nevada,
Looky there.
Burning Man country.
Yeah.
I'll be there now. Oh, what's that cookie control? Okay, good.
I'm gonna share
And
your
then-
website.
Yeah, thanks. And then also cccpublishing.com. There's Brad Olsen Conferences link right there.
Well, you've got them all linked at the top, right? You've got them
Yeah,
all.
yeah. And then so CCC Publishing is the book publishing website. That's the event I produce. That'll be on September 21st. You may or may not catch a glimpse of me. I'm working that event.
Right?
But
Where's the event? Oh, conferences. There they are. There they are.
Yeah, there they are.
The portal to Ascension. All right, gotcha. I'm gonna drop this real quick in the Brainiac chat. So it's coming at you all. It's coming. Hello, pay attention. It's coming at you right now over there in chat. All right. So.
And then also cccpublishing.com website is the book publishing website. But there's a bunch of the events and even booking into next year.
Sweet.
There's the esoteric books, everything I'm talking about on all these interviews. I write in greater detail in the books, like I read the passage about the black goo. So that's what I do. I'm just a collector of information. I just find this stuff so very interesting. And I'm just wanting, usually in most cases, just trying to educate myself. But then realizing there's not a whole lot of this information out there. So I put it in book format, which is the most secure way of preserving information. Even ebooks or anything that's on a hard drive will eventually break down. But a hard copy book, they could last thousands of years, easily hundreds of years. But most hard drives don't really last more than a decade or two.
They usually fizzle out. Yep.
Your digital library is very fickle. I mean, even an EMP attack or a pulse wave can wipe out people's hard drives. So I think it's always better to have some books to read. And I got my book reading stack right next to this easy chair I'm sitting in.
All right, buddy. I'm going to let you go. You've had a long day, but I definitely appreciate you being with me and being so kind as to, because you knew the storms, man. We got hit really hard 2 weeks ago.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah. So again,
try to do it then.
Mind you, but anybody that would like to interview Brad, that is in my circle of broadcasters, listeners. Again, the information Brad's a good friend of the show. Great guy, really down to earth. You can see he's sitting in his recliner, hair all screwed up, flannel shirt, drinking coffee. Great dude. You know what I'm saying? All right, Mr. Olsen.
Growing it long for Burning Man next week, and a little beard here too. So I've been doing a whole bunch of interviews this week because next week I'm off, and then even into September and October. So I can maybe book something in between some of the events, but I'm kind of booked up all the way rolling into Halloween at this point. Right.
All right. Well, I know I'm going to leave you be. I'm going to do my own piece, and I'm going to follow you. Pay attention to what you're doing. Every now and then drop you a smack post in the messenger or something. Just keep in touch. But I probably won't personally have you back to the broadcast unless you want to come back for something. I only know. And probably next year. I'll look at talking to you again with me and you and these guys into next year.
All right, that sounds good.
Sound good?
We'll make a date of it.
All right, bud. Take care of yourself. And again, man, I appreciate you for being so kind as to reschedule the broadcast as quick as you did.
Yeah, no worries, mate.
All right, buddy.
It was good talking to you.
You too. Fun. Take care. Good luck. See ya. All right, bye. There's Brainiacs. My God, where do we go from here? I can tell you right now where we're going to go. We are going to tell you that I'm looking beyond myself. I'm looking forward to what is up and coming next week. I'm going to be with a friend of a friend of a friend who I just met. His name is Mr. Jesse Beltran. I met him through one of the ladies in the chat up here, Miss Bonnie. Brought him to into my radar. And me and Mr. Jesse is going to be talking about the targeted individual. All right, the targeted individual. What me and Brad, what we just talked about tonight, as well as you guys that drop massive ass bombs in the world of disclosure here, sometimes you become a TI. All right. So what we're gonna do is, me and Jesse, I'm going to share with everybody as much and as best I possibly can what I know about becoming a TI, and or how you accidentally get your ass thrown on the radar. It happens. I mean, it literally just happens. Okay. There's people that have been labeled as a targeted individual, and they've done nothing. Okay, so it doesn't, becoming a government TI does not matter. It doesn't matter who you are. It does not matter any formality of that. You hear me? It doesn't care whether you are a United States government official or a colonel or whoever. Okay, Havana syndrome was found in Havana, Cuba. Okay, so that's where it supposedly originated. Okay, Havana, Cuba. And the widespread of it, the symptoms, okay, again, me and Jesse will go all over. We're going to have 2 hours with this guy, and we're going to funnel into the Matrix Minds here is going to be, I guess, they asked me to MC their conference, which is in Tucson, Arizona. We'll get you, I'm not, just hang tight, we'll get you the links. Okay, even if you guys cannot attend that broadcast, I'm begging you to be with me on that event. It will be the first event, literally, that I'm going to get out of this studio, right, and be with some of our colleagues in the disclosure environment. Literally, I will be able to get the hell out of here and go to the conference. So we're going to have this meeting of Mind Nexus conference, which is Jesse and Mike Grady's conference. In conjunction, they want the Matrix Minds as an MC, and I'm very honored to do that for them. I am absolutely honored to do that for them. So, with that being said, you guys, don't make yourself a target. Float under the radar, or just be like, question everything, even the fabric of reality. Because right now, we truly don't know where the hell we're at, do we? We don't know where we're at. Flat Earth, round Earth, concave Earth, simulation. I'm going with that one. That's what I'm doing. Nevertheless, Brainiacs, you guys, I love you guys. I appreciate you. Please share this broadcast, share this podcast. Listen to me. I will update the description of the show. I will get my buddy Brad's links. Please follow this man, okay? I really, truly, here's the thing. Let me share, I will even share this publicly, okay? There are a lot of people in my circle of disclosure friends that I personally believe that are sellouts. Did you hear me? I didn't even stutter. Sellouts, okay? I don't think Brad is a sellout. I don't think that he is a sellout. I truly don't. I believe that Brad is around a handful of good people. I wish to keep him protect him as best I possibly can. And I hope he don't get himself on a targeted list. Never know. With that being said, Brainiac, please, again, thank you for joining me. I appreciate you from the most bottom of my heart. If you enjoyed tonight's broadcast, please smash that subscription button and help us fund this broadcast. Help get the Matrix Minds to this event in Tucson, Arizona. Again, coming Monday, we will have the links that you need to help us do that. Okay? Appreciate you guys. Take care of yourselves. Take care of one another. I'm out of here. Crank this shit up on the way out of here, Brainiac. Once again, good night. Blah, blah, boom.
Woke up today feeling low. Tried so hard, but it won't show. Built a dream for us to share. Now it's fading into now it's gone cold. Promises that have grown old. Every day's a new start from a drifting world.